Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Unboxed. I'm glad you're here. What if you have very little control over the way you function, react, or respond in relationships, especially emotionally important relationships? What if I told you that? How would that mess with your head? It's time to stop pretending that workplace relationships are not emotionally significant. Many people spend more awake time at our workplaces than with our biological families. Also, workplace relationships play a significant role in our self-esteem and in our financial survival. I want you to think about that. It plays a significant role in our self-esteem as well as in our financial survival. But today, I want to get to the heart of what influences the way we relate in relationships. So today we're going to unbox your leadership by unboxing relationships. Stick around. I'm Dr. Robert Davis, family life educator and relationship coach. And welcome to Unboxed, a frank and straightforward conversation about relationships. We're going to talk about family, church, workplace, and all other types of relationships. Join me for the next few moments as we unbox the power and potential of relationships and help you to live your best life. All right, welcome. Before we get started, do me a huge favor. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. That's right. Like, subscribe, and share. And also hit the notification button so you can know when we're coming on. And if you're listening to this podcast where you want to go to check out all of our information and to even sign up to be a part of the Leaders Peer Support Group, it's www.swg-unboxed.org. That's www.swg-unboxed.org. Okay. Unfortunately, too many leaders do not see emotional significance of workplace relationships. Too often, progressive, dynamic leaders are caught off guard when a team member becomes disgruntled and leaves, or when conflict and sabotage infest the organization. And what I want to do is I would suggest that truly great leaders are the ones who are able to understand the role they play in the relationship system and are able to understand what is going on within the relationship system. Furthermore, great leaders spend time focusing on themselves and the part that they play in the relationship and within the workplace family. Matter of fact, I'm going to read something to you from Dr. Murray Bowen's. His book is called Family Therapy and Clinical Practice. And it says, when any leader, and this is an adaptation, I'm rephrasing it, when any leader can accurately observe what is going on in their relationship system, as well as the part they play in it, when they can control their own emotional reactions, when they can avoid counterattacking when they are provoked, and when they can maintain an active relationship with the other key members of the system, the entire system will change in a series of predictable steps. As I have shared repeatedly, my friends, each of us are pre-programmed to operate and function in a certain way in relationships. And today I want to give you 3 keys to consider that will help you to understand and modify how you relate in family and in workplace relationships. Let me read something to you from probably the smartest guy that you will ever meet or ever see on YouTube and Facebook. His name is Dr. Robert Davis. He wrote this in 2020. Here it is. Drum roll, please. Families are multidimensional with complex histories, experiences, traumatic events, and social realities that help to shape how they function, view the world, understand relationships, and bond together intergenerationally as well as transgenerationally. It is not our job to judge our family or previous generations. Our most productive venture would be to study the functioning of our families with an eye towards understanding ourselves, improving our emotional maturity, and becoming clear about the type of self we desire to be in relationships and the legacy that we want to leave future generations. Wow. I think that that's powerful, so powerful that I might even read it to you again. The 3 keys to understanding how you relate in relationships. Let me give this to you. The 3 keys, okay? Key number 1, Because I don't want you to get, let me back up. I don't want you to get caught off guard. I don't want you to get sabotaged. I don't want you to become discouraged and depressed. And you don't have to. There's just so much that if you really understand how your family functions, how you function within your family, and can then make that connection to how it plays out in workplace, church place, school place, relationships, man, you will be so far ahead of the curve, and you will be able to create a workplace culture. That's what I'm talking about, a healthy workplace relationship culture that will have people flocking to want to come work with you, flocking to wanting to be a part of your team, flocking to want to be a part of what you are doing without you having to use manipulative techniques. A lot of these leadership techniques, they talk about, are very manipulative, how to get people to be more productive, how to get people. I want you to understand, if you focus on yourself and you understand how your family of origin contributes to how you think and how you operate in relationships, man, you don't have to use all those techniques and strategies to try to manipulate people. You can just be you, and you'll be the best you and the best leader that you could possibly be. So here are 3 keys to help you to understand how you relate in relationships, okay? Key number 1, identify how your family functioned and managed conflict, especially how you reacted to conflict. So I want you to go back to when you're a child and work your way all the way through, even to this very day. And I want you to just to begin to think about how your family functioned and managed conflict, especially how you related to conflict. And I told you there were several different ways. Did you retreat? Did y'all bring other people into the conflict to try to resolve it? Did you cut each other off? Did you distance from one another? You know, what did you use? Did y'all just say, you know, we're gonna go all in? You know, let the bombs fly where they may. You know, how did your family function and manage conflict? Especially, how did you react to conflict? Number 2, identify the emotions you experienced during times of conflict. I really want, this is very important, because you're going to experience conflict within your workplace relationships. And again, if you put your head in the sand and say, oh, workplace relationships are not that significant, they really are. Because number 1, it's significant because it's how you feed your family. Number 2, they have a very unique bond to your self-esteem and the way that you view yourself relative to success. So, hey, let me think about the type of emotions that I experienced during times of conflict, when my family had conflict and I was in the midst of it, or when I was on the outside observing it. What were the emotions that I experienced, so that I could at least be prepared for those emotions to manifest themselves in the workplace relationship, so that I can begin to develop strategies on the front end on how I'm going to manage myself and how I'm going to show up even in the midst of experiencing those emotions as I relate to my workplace team. Number 3, the third key number 3, identify your birth and functional position in your family relationship system. And just a couple of things for you to think about. How does your family treat you? How do you expect to be treated? How do you want to be treated? And a lot of this has to go with just, you know, basically your birth position. There's a wonderful book called Family Constellation, written by a gentleman by the name of Tolman. If you want to, it was written in 1961, but it's still a tremendous book where he studied families to understand how people, based on their birth position, when I get to all the other stuff, just based on the birth position, how they function. I would encourage you to go read that book. Again, the name of the book is Family Constellations. It's by the author, Dr. Tolman, Toman. Okay, I want to leave you with a powerful resource. It's a book. It's called Extraordinary Relationships, A New Way of Thinking About Human Interactions. It's written by a woman by the name of Dr. Roberta Gilbert. And in this book, it even talks about the family constellation. She kind of gives you the cliff notes of that seminal work by Dr. Tolman. So this is a tremendous book to have, and it really help you to get some tools to explore what I talked about here today. I want to read that quote to you one more time by Dr. Murray Bowen. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read his, even though I think that I'm the smartest guy that ever walked the planet. Let me read his. He simply says, when any leader can accurately observe what is going on in their relationship system, as well as the part that they play in it, when they can control their own emotional reactions, where they can avoid counterattacking when they're provoked, And when they can maintain an active relationship with the other key members of the system, the entire system will change in a series of predictable steps. Listen, my friends, I really wish that someone had told me these things when I was pastoring, and I was an exceptionally successful pastor, experiencing tithe and offering increase in every church I went to, built family and community resource centers, took one of the schools that I was pastoring from being the smallest school in the conference to becoming the largest school in the Seventh-day Adventist conference I was a part of. Listen, I'm talking about we went from 4 students to over 120 plus students in 1 year because I was successful. But what people didn't teach me was how to be successful in relationships. This is how you unbox your leadership. You unbox it by unboxing relationships. I'll see you next time.
Seasoned with Grace, Unboxed also provides healthy relationship training and leadership development for businesses, churches, and community organizations. For a free consultation to discuss your team's needs, please contact us at our website at swg-unboxed.org. That's swg-unboxed.org.